Okay, good morning. Tuesday, May 11th. We're going to go over here and look at the S&P 500. So, what happened? So, Friday we had a target. Let's actually go back to a 5-minute chart. So, Friday we had a target of 42.38. And we came just short of that on Friday, but then Sunday we got in the fairly close to the open, within a few hours of the open, we got a push up to 42.38 quarter. They came back and tested 42.38 a second time. That held. Yesterday we said below 23.50, started to open things up a bit. So let me just try and catch us up here. The market's going to open here in about 5 minutes. So I want to give you some of what's happened, but as you can see, there's some interesting things that happened that have not, the market's not gone back to retest. So what we told our MAP members was that 41.24 would be the minimum target for this leg. So we got that and then 3 ticks more down at 23 quarter. And then we said that could end up being the low for a bit, and that could bring in some buying, and that there'd be a minimum bounce back to 32.75, but that was really the lowest and the most aggressive, of where sellers could come back into this. And if they do come back in, it would only be, the next target is really only 19, maybe 19 quarter. But then you'd really need to watch that. You really need to watch 21 and then 19. And then we have the CPs down here. But taking out 19 would be pretty significant in the bigger picture. It would open things up in the bigger picture for back to, let's say, 4,083 quarter. And so there's quite a bit lower of taking out 19, what that could be. Now, if it just kind of spikes through it, let's just kind of see, all right? So you kind of have to pay attention to how that all looks. There's the same way of what happened when the market ripped up over the last little while and left all these prices that it needed to come back and retest. I mean, last week we said in MAP that regardless of how high things went, they would need to come back and test 41.80 area. Yesterday it was 78.50. So it was changing a little bit from day to day. So there's a lot of things here that have not been tested. So let's kind of first things first here. If they take this out, the area you're going to want to watch, we have the CP here, but could come a bit above that 37.50, 38 area. So just kind of pay attention to that area. Okay. And then above that, you're going to see, let me see if I can draw this in so it makes sense to you. So right here, so what you have is there was, you can kind of see it's down, it's up, it's up, it's up, I mean, it's kind of doing this quite a bit right here, right? And then what happens? It makes a push, it stalls right here, comes back up, and then this just kind of ends up flushing down here to the target. So what I would tell you is this would be like, probably we could just go here up to there is going to be a bit of a supply area because of how the market left here. There's likely some sellers sitting in here. Doesn't mean it works every time. If you're looking for an exact price you can lean on, it would be 47 quarter. Okay, that would be where we can look. But anywhere in this area we could see sellers kind of step in here. I think this area is fairly significant, and likely if we take this out now, so let me say this, likely if we take this out, this could be enough to put the selling on hold, at least for a little bit. A really good confirmation of that would be if we could get above this area right here. Okay, so if they could get up above here, more than just like a wick up here, so that would open things back up. Actually, a pretty decent amount, and it would likely get us a retest back up here close, at least close to the 70 half area, depending on the timing. Let's say a point on either side of this is going to be, pretty significant. And then back up here we have this KP. That's very, very possible. And then maybe about this midpoint or so here between the prediction points. But we really couldn't rule out all the way back up here. We have 89, but maybe that would be, it could probe up here a bit, maybe 90 area, something like that. And then that's going to be fairly significant if they take that out. That probably opens things up back up into this area to retest up here, which you can see tested and then dropped and have not come back to test. So even that's not impossible, but in the bigger picture, very likely we'll come back up there. But as of today, what are we looking for? If this area can't hold here in the 40s, then let's see if they're able to uh, make a move up into these other areas. As long as this holds though, we've got these lower targets that we talked about down here. So today is just so important to take it one step at a time as it comes and just take what the market gives us today and don't get too set on any one scenario. The market has dropped a long ways, and we can't just come in here and pretend like that hasn't all happened and just start getting click happy and clicking the mouse everywhere. So let's just take it one step at a time as it comes, and I'll be back here doing the review at the end of the session, and we'll see how it goes. To me, not a big surprise to see it come back up and test here, and I won't be surprised if it comes back up and tests way up higher. So we'll see how that all plays out, but I'll be back here with the review. Trade smart, take it as it comes today, and we'll see you in a bit.